Which scale is best for espresso lovers? While a lot of people swear by how great the Acaia scale is, it's also pretty expensive. So I'm going to show you the 5 scales that I've used, and I'll rank them out of 5 stars for each category, and at the end give an average and my final thoughts on each one, so you know which one will be best for your setup. Let's get started. Let's talk about size first. In some cases, a large scale may not be compatible at all with your workspace. For example, the Timor and D-Fluid scales simply don't fit under my Flare 58 Plus because of the size and shape of this ring here. The Buku one is a clear winner in this category, although perhaps almost too small because sometimes it's hard to put a larger cup on it and still see the scale readout. The Timor Black Mirror 2 is the biggest one I have, and also this nodule on the back to mount the dripper, while it's great for pour over, makes it a little bit harder to use for espresso, though certainly not impossible for the majority of drip trays. It will still fit nicely under even if you have to turn it sideways. It is however quite a bit thicker than the others, and with some machines you might find that extra 1 or so centimeters of height makes the difference between fitting your favorite mug under the group or not. The Manta Brew here is a bit of a wild card too, as both the top and the bottom modules come off. They're called Module A for the simple one and Module B for the one with the screen. With both attached, the device is 4 centimeters wider than without them. The Varia AKU is a good middle ground in terms of size. This is the AKU, not the new Mini, and it fits comfortably under the Flare while also being big enough that you won't have any issues with the readout or cups slipping off or anything. And the D-Fluid is similar to the Varia, though a little bit wider and thicker and doesn't fit under the Flare, unfortunately. Obviously, the Manta Brew has the biggest number of features of all of these scales. The bars are wireless and come off, and the screen can be raised so you can put them anywhere you like. It's a cool idea, and clearly a lot of tech has gone into this, but in practice I'm not sure how useful this really is. In their promotional videos they stick one to the side of the machine under with the screen facing up, but I can't see myself using it in this way even though it is cool for the videos. But setting it down right next to the machine if you're using a lever or manual espresso maker is great, where having a scale with the readout attached might be a little more awkward to look at. But setting up some of the additional features on the flip out screen just feels very complicated and finicky to use. You'll be referring to the online manual quite a bit to figure out mode switching, what all those modes do, and then trying them all out. Personally, I found the most useful one for an espresso user is the one with the weight graph or the flow rate. The espresso one feels a little bit like a feature in search of a problem, and actually slows down my routine by forcing me to press buttons to go through this kind of walkthrough of the steps to make my espresso. It's weighing beans before grinding and during the shot. It doesn't require hand holding. Now both the Buku and D-Fluid scales have apps which automatically connect to and give you a readout with a graph and allow you to save your brew weight histories, which might only be useful for those weird nerdy people who want to save the data of their shots for testing. Those weird nerdy people. The D-Fluid scale syncs with particle size data if you have an Omni like I have here, so this could be useful in the future for doing in-depth data analyses for videos here on the channel, but not really that useful for the average user. The Buku Bluetooth is also compatible with decent espresso machines as well as the Odyssey Argos software. I've had an Argos on order for about 8 months now and hoping to receive it soon to do my review, so I'm glad I'll already have a scale that works with it, and you should definitely subscribe if you want to see that when it comes out. D-Fluid also included this mat to stop movement like the Varia, Timor and Manta scales, but thoughtfully made the sides stiff enough to hold the weight of a portafilter if you flip it upside down and weigh directly into the basket, which is actually pretty boss. The Varia is probably the simplest of these scales. It just gives you weight and time. Nothing wrong with that, features aren't the most important measure of a scale, but clearly the Varia AKU is the least concerned with adding complexity. And the Timor obviously has this dripper holder on top, which I have used a few times to test out, and the scale has separate readouts for the total weight and also the weight on the bottom scale, so you can see how much water you've gotten out of your pour over as you're making it. It's a cool feature, but as you know, I don't make filter coffee often. I'm an espresso guy. And if you're into espresso too, you might want to get my new book, The Brew Ledger. It's a journal to help you dial in your espresso faster and waste fewer coffee beans, and keep notes about your favorites. This video isn't sponsored by any of these scales makers, but my channel is able to continue because of those of you who bought my book, so take a look in the description if you want to pick one up. The next most important thing for me is ease of use. I don't want to be faffing around with a scale while I'm prepping or pulling a shot. It should just do its job without getting in the way. For me, the most comfortable to use is the Varia scale. It simply works, and you don't have to hold the on button for ages like you have to with the Manta Brew and the D-Fluid to turn it on. By far, the least least comfortable is the Manta Brew scale. Startup time is long because you have to hold the button in for a few seconds, and the plethora of options you have for how the pull-out screen functions is enough to make your head spin. The D-Fluid one is easy, buttons just work, and connection to the Bluetooth app is very easy. Like that you have to hold the on button for so long to power it on and off. Why is this necessary? Can it not just be a half a second hold? The Buku scale is pretty charming, and I like the simplicity with a simple switch between 3 different modes, a weight per second reader, a timer, and an automatic mode that tears the scale when you put your cup on it and starts the timer when it notices the weight of the coffee entering the cup. This is the mode I use most for espresso. Time War scale is pretty great just because of its reactivity, though at first I found it a bit confusing seeing 2 numbers popping up with the weight. So now I'm just sure to look at the bottom number for the main scale, as the top number also takes into account the bar, and sometimes they do fluctuate separately even if you're not using the bar, which is odd. The fastest to start up by far is the Time War. This isn't a small thing, as if you're rushing to put a scale under the group as your espresso's coming out, you want a scale that's going to be on and teared quickly, not causing you extra faffiness when you're trying to weigh your espresso. You can see from my table here over multiple tests that the Time War was on and teared in just 1.4 seconds, which is phenomenal. All of the rest of the scales were at least 2 times slower to start up, and the second fastest being the Manta Brew's simpler Module A at 2.78 seconds, then the Buku at 3.05, and then the Varia at 3.33. The D-Fluid was a very slow startup, 4.78 seconds, which is really slow, but around the same as that was the Manta Brew's Module B, which also took nearly 4.8 seconds to start up. Response time is a little less important, but you want to be able to see an accurate number quickly, which allows you to stop a shot at the right time and wait. I tested this by taking a video and counting the frames between when I put this 100-gram weight down on the scale and when the wait timer stopped at the final weight it registered. More on accuracy in a bit. The Time War and Varia scales were the fastest to respond, and others were all twice as slow, with the Manta Brew at the bottom of the pack. It's worth noting as well that the D-Fluid had the fastest refresh rate, showing you a cascading number that looks quite visually pleasing, even if it isn't quite as fast as the Time War. If you look at them side by side with the Manta Brews, it looks quite retro, with the refresh rate obviously being negatively impacted by the module's wireless function. So even though it gets to the correct reading almost as quickly, it looks far less responsive as it's only updating the numbers 2 or 3 times. This test also showed the differences between the scale's weight readings at 100 grams, so let's talk about accuracy. I'm showing all of these scales' accuracy out of the box with factory settings and the latest firmware. Only the Varia scale came with a 100-gram weight, and all the scales had the option to use that 100-gram weight to calibrate properly, except one. The Time War only allows you to calibrate if you have multiple weights, none of which are included. It's not poorly calibrated out of the box with a 0.2% error at 100 grams, but there should at least be the option to calibrate with just one weight, rather than requiring a whole suite of them just to get the scale to read accurately. Interestingly, even with the calibration done, the Manta Brew was the only one that still read 0.2 grams over the weight even after calibrating successfully. The look and design rating is pretty subjective, so I won't spend much time on it, but I do think the most interesting looking scale here is the Manta Brew. It just oozes cool with the modular design and the light up edge on Module A and the screen on Module B. I mean, it has its own screen. That's awesome. Second would have to go to the Buku. It's just cute, and I love the details that you can see behind the glass with the circuitry and the simple lights. Even the words coming up in a random mix of uppercase and lowercase like a ransom note is quirky and fun. The most boring or ugly designs are the Time War, which I put at the bottom, and the Varia, which in silver grey also looks dull. The black one is a little nicer, so maybe I might pick up the new AKU Mini someday in black. The D-Fluid is also plain looking, but the face buttons are clean, and the scaling up of the numbers looks much cooler than the slow refresh of the other scales. And I think without the mismatched rubber pad on top, it looks quite charming. It shouldn't be any surprise that the Buku scale is the most portable. I brought it with me to Japan and really appreciated the tiny size, even in its included carry case that makes it a lot thicker. It's still smaller than any of the other scales. I've also travelled with the Varia one before, which is also quite portable. Only the Buku, Varia and Manta Brew scales came with cases, and it kinda looks like they were all made by the same company. The D-Fluid and the Timor didn't come with cases. Obviously the Timor one is the least portable, especially with the pour over stand, though I did bring the base unit with me on my family trip to the countryside last month to celebrate my mum's 70th, and as we were driving, it was fine to bring along with the espresso machine and grinder in the car. Come on son, you know I don't go anywhere without an espresso setup. The Manta Brew's case though is a little overly large, with separate padded spaces for the modules, so the case ends up taking up a whopping 17 by 24 by 7 centimeters. So space is limited. I'd leave this one at home in favor of something more compact. Obviously, you want the battery to last as long as possible and ideally rarely think about it, but you also want to be able to charge it quickly and also to charge it while using it so you don't have to wait if you wake up one day and the battery is dead. The only scales that worked while plugged in were the Manta Brew and the D-Fluid, so that definitely helps. The Manta Brew battery didn't last all that long though, as obviously it has 3 separate batteries in the scale and the 2 modules, so I found myself charging this a little bit more often than the rest. And it also doesn't have any battery indicator unless you've already plugged it in, so you won't know the battery is dead until it dies. So better make a habit of plugging it in once in a while. The D-Fluid 2 has pretty poor battery life, although I'm glad they added charging during use, as this wasn't available when I first got the scale. A software update a while ago reduced battery usage as well, which was a godsend for this scale in particular. The Buku one again is great, the battery lasts for ages, and I think I've only needed to charge up once in the 2 months that I've had it. The best part is that it gives you a helpful battery reminder when you shut it off, which is actually pretty clever, as that means if it's running low like 10 or 20 or even 30%, you can just plug it in and then it'll be ready next time you need to use it, rather than one of those 3-bar battery indicators which doesn't really give you much of a helpful indication. So Buku gets my 5-star vote here. Varia's battery wasn't bad, but no charging while using it, and the battery display is just one of those 3-bar things. I just plug it in whenever it gets to 1 bar left. Price is a big factor, especially considering that part of the selling point for all these scales is that they aren't as expensive as the Acaia, which runs around £300 depending on where you find it. But some of these scales are coming in pretty close. The most expensive is the Manta Brew at £198 at the time of recording. This is for the 2-module version, but you can buy the scale with just 1 module at a reduced price, £119 with just module A and £149 with just module B. Still quite pricey, and then you can just choose if you want the simple one or the one with all the added modes. The Timor Black Mirror Duo is launching at around £159, and I think they're doing a 20% off campaign around the time this video launches. It makes sense that it's on the higher end of these scale prices as it has added functionality with the second independent scale for the dripper. The Buku is £130 and the D-Fluid is on their site now for just £86, which is pretty great for a coffee scale with this many features. There's also a newer version, the D-Fluid Microbalance TI, which is about £30 more expensive at £116, but it has a faster tear, better battery life, and other upgrades to stability, which would address the only real issues I had with the scale, other than not quite fitting under the flare. And the Varia is the cheapest of the bunch at £79, which is a steal for a scale this good. And they have a newer, smaller scale out recently called the Arc Mini, which also looks great, but it's a little bit more expensive. So by the numbers alone, the Buku is the best of the bunch, then the Varia, then D-Fluid, then Manta Brew, and finally the Timor. This doesn't mean that any of these scales are bad though. The Timor is responsive, fast, and great, it's just that the extra feature for pour-over lovers isn't really useful for espresso people. The Manta Brew looks cool and exciting, but personally I found it a little frustrating to use at times. It's slow, has connection issues, and I don't want to be playing around with a million settings. I just want a scale that works, not one that has minigames built in. The Varia and the D-Fluid are both great scales. The Varia is a little better form factor with a little less connectivity. The Buku really did surprise me with how much I liked it. It's probably the scale I used most now, and it feels like it's just really well designed. The only drawback, as I said earlier, is that it might be a little too small in some situations. For example, you couldn't put 2 cups on it to weigh out a double shot into 2 separate cups, but overall it's an excellent scale at a pretty reasonable price. I've put links to all the scales I've mentioned in the description below, as well as to the brew ledger if you want to grab one of those and support this channel and get yourself a great espresso journal too. Thank you so much for watching, you wonderfully overcaffeinated people, and I'll see you on the next one.